The Rock Whisperer. Do you hear the earth talking to you?
Hi, I'm Paul Levin, and I'm from Galway High School, and I am here with Rick Giardino, PhD from the College of Geoscience and Geophysics at the Texas A&M University. Dr. Giardino, thanks for your time, and I have a few quick questions we'd like to ask you. So when did you know that you wanted to study geoscience?
I guess since I was a child, because I was a Boy Scout and I was born and raised in the mountains of Colorado. And so I was interested in the earth, from an early age. When I was a young kid, I used to go out to Baculite Mesa and collect shark's tooth and shark bones. And I had a closet full of bones and fossils.
Oh, awesome. I wish every kid could experience that growing up. So what was your educational pathway as far as what colleges did you attend to get your different degrees?
I basically went to Colorado State University, got my undergraduate degree there, and then had the opportunity to go to Arizona State and get a master's there. And then I took a leave and went to Africa for a couple of years and taught and researched in Africa, and then got offered a job with the State Department, but decided I wouldn't do that. If I wasn't going to go back for the PhD, if I was going to go back for the PhD, I had to do it then, not take a break. So I went back to the University of Nebraska and pursued my PhD there.
Awesome. So what was your area of research for your PhD, and then what are the areas that you currently are studying?
Okay. In the geosciences, and specifically in geology, there are various pathways, there are various subdisciplines. I'm a geomorphologist. My interests then really are paraglacial, glacial, and fluvial geomorphology.
Awesome, and that's what you're currently studying
now? I'm sort of a creature of opportunity that, although I've been trained and focused in paraglacial and glacial geomorphology, whenever opportunities arose, I took advantage of them. So after Hurricane Allen, I jumped to the coast of Texas and studied hurricane damage and that. I've done floods, so wherever there's opportunity, I'm there.
Great. So what is one of the coolest things that you've ever done that's job or science related? You've got a lot of experience. You've done GCamp for, 12, 13 years now?
11 years,
so
yeah.
11 years. So what do you think?
The coolest thing?
Yeah.
Is the latest thing that I've done. That's always been the coolest. But I've had the opportunity to travel the world and study glaciers in New Zealand, study glaciers in Norway, to work in Alaska, I've worked in Indonesia, and all over the U.S. and Mexico, all over South America. So
awesome.
I guess, they've all been neat.
Right. So do you have one thing that's the most memorable place you've ever traveled for your job?
Well, one was the eruption of Mount St. Helens. I was fortunate enough to work on that and do that. That was really exciting in that. I guess another one would have been, we were looking at the erosion rates in Indonesia with the tropical deforestation, and we were actually trying to calibrate how could we use space photography to calculate and calibrate how much erosion was taking place. So we were actually sampling water off the islands of Indonesia, and at the same time talking to the shuttle astronauts as they would fly over. To be able to calibrate what we were collecting and what they were seeing and they were photographing.
Great. So I'm going to change the last question slightly. So besides retirement, because we discussed this earlier, what's one question you wish that someone would ask you about your job and why?
That's a tough one to answer. I'm not sure what I'd want people to ask me.
All right. That's good. Well, Rick, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
All right. Okay.
Thanks.
Don't forget to listen to the earth. You just may hear it speak.